Well, hey there, guys. It's Ken Lawson, Renaissance Man. Some of you, this might be your first time to my channel, so welcome. So today I am doing Anitta Desgraça. I'm taking a shot at how to pronounce that. Um, so I went ahead and read up on lyrics ahead of time because I knew I wouldn't be able to understand them. And I think I'm going to turn on, so it's in Portuguese, apparently. I also did a lot of reading on who Anita was because I had never heard of her. And I'm so glad I did because turns out she's incredibly well known, especially in Brazil. And she's also branched out into worldwide. She's a singer, songwriter, actress, model, um, has like marketing degrees, awards out the ass, which, if you know, you know. Uh, just a little tidbit that I came across in there too of something that I had never heard about. And anyway, she seems just like a whole worldwide phenomenon, and I'd never heard of her because I don't, follow a whole lot of popular music and all that, except for when I'm reacting. So we're going to jump into this fairly quickly. I'll talk about the lyrics and the style and all that along the way. That's kind of what drew me to this when someone suggested it. All right, people that don't know, if you look at my resume at the front of the video, you'll see that when I watch videos, I'm not just listening to the music and nodding my head along. I like to look at the fashion, the design, the dance, the videography, the lyrics, the vocals, or the music as a general thing. I cover all of that. So just be prepared for that if this is your first time here. And I tend to go into it fairly detailed. So I have a few things I'm going to have to pronounce in here too that we'll get into as the song goes. Now, of course, I won't get a lot of references. I'm going to turn on auto translate for English. Now, I've already read the subtitle, or I've already read the lyrics on Genius Lyrics Translated, but I'm going to go ahead and turn them on here for my English speaking fans so that they can follow along on the lyrics at least closely. I'm sure it won't be right, but at least it'll be close. At least enough to get the idea. That's a neat look with the shells and all that. And ooh.
Cruzou sete encruzilhadas só pra me encontrar. Me deu sete saias pra me impressionar. Pulou sete ondas no dia
And it's he, not
já é
she.
fevereiro e eu não vou voltar. Nem por milagre você me merece. Vê se me esquece, não vai adiantar. Se eu sou
Love the
teu
sound of
sonho,
this guitar
você
over here.
pesadelo. Já passou seu tempo, trate de acordar.
Ooh, nice production. Ooh, neat. Ooh. And this will be cool. I'll see some dance styles I don't normally see. Love that outfit, by the way. Real groove to this. Okay, I want to talk about that at the beginning because I like what she's doing with the very rhythmic and then drawing out that last note. Really pretty. The other thing I want to point out, but I love this dress. That is gorgeous. Actually, I like her overall look. Anybody that's been to my channel before knows that I am a big fan of dance and all that, and I love beautiful women doing those things. But beauty without the talent, not that interested. Beauty with the talent, very interested. And she is so damn talented. But the basic story of this is it's a breakup that she has no interest in getting back together but the person she broke up with has every interest in getting back together and has tried thing after thing after thing after thing to where it's just kind of becoming pathetic. And we'll get into the lyrics a little bit too as we go. But I love the dance style and all that. So sometimes it messes up pronouns. It says she where it's he. Nice lighting on this too. Wow, beautiful tones to her on both vocals and body. See that? Ooh. Okay, now this is a good part. When I was looking into the song, it was talking about the imagery and all that happens within it. And I was very proud of myself because it's a lot to do with the, now I'm not sure about this pronunciation, Yoruba, a religion. And when I heard that, I thought I could swear that that's where Oshu, I think it is, the particular goddess that Beyonce referenced a lot in Lemonade, and she had references to this same religion in her music. So I was very proud of that, that I actually managed to remember it. The two, I guess we'll say goddesses, gods, religious figures that she said were a real inspiration for her. Dejaura is one of them, I believe, and I'll put the spelling down there. And the other was Eshu. And now I'm doing my best for pronunciation, so give me some slack there, because I can't roll my R's, as you'll know from other videos I've done. But they are interesting. So apparently and I'm going by what I've picked up off of Wikipedia and things that I looked into. Dejaura and Eshu are apparently tied together in a way in that Eshu is more of a representation of like male sexuality and things like that, fertility and strength, while the other is female sexuality and beauty and desire. So they're tied together in that way. So that's really interesting. She said that one of her biggest inspirations for this was Carmen Miranda, and that she wanted to have that style to it, and that they kept a picture of her up on the wall while they were working on the song, just to kind of be that inspiration. As far as her voice goes, we'll talk about that in a minute, since I went on a bit about this. I love this shot of her. She looks very sensual and primal and grounded, and it really works for this video. I like the mesh too. That's just damn sexy. She is a stunning woman. But I love her body movement as far as the looseness but control. It's beautiful. Boy, there's not a lot of music to this going on. It's more percussion with just music. Kind of, ooh, wow, beautiful makeup there. Ooh, what a nice surprise. Ooh, she's like a lion there. lioness. Wow. Oh, I want to go back. Look at that makeup. You guys will find that I'm big into makeup because I'm an artist and paint and all that. But I also have done makeup over the years for photo shoots that I've done, and I just love me a good job on makeup. This whole video concept and the styling of it is just stunning, and I like the transitions between the warmth and the coolness. I'll have to figure out why if she's using the coolness as a representation of one thing and then the warmth as the fiery, sensuality and all that. But we'll get into that. But man, she is really, really cool. I like it. All right, let me get into the lyrics just slightly here because I thought the lyrics were very, very cool. Because when she starts the song with that cross 7 crossroads, just to find me, gave me 7 skirts to impress me. All of that, ties into those two spirits that she's talking about. But then she just gets into the whole thing of, well, you don't deserve me. And so I have no interest in getting back together with you, even though you're totally enamored. She's just not that into you, dude. All right. And a line that I really, really love, and I almost wish she had said, you know you want me, I know you want me. But she said, I know you want me twice. Well, you insist I'm on retreat. In peace I retire. And it's basically saying that he thinks it's just a temporary breakup. So it's just a retreat for her. But she's like, no, I got away and I'm ready to retire from this relationship. I'm done. Like I said, I go into details. So if you don't like that, I imagine a lot of people doing reactions to this didn't bother to look into her to find out that she is just a phenomenal person all around as far as accomplishment. But I really love the sparseness of the music and let the percussion do the work. Love that look. Oh, that was... I know I just paused, but this is a beautiful shot, lighting-wise. Look at that. That is gorgeous, because that means that they're lighting a little bit from underneath so that the blue can still happen on the top. So, or at least strongly up top. This is beautiful lighting design. And I love all the candles and the warmth and she's like portraying her freedom from the constraints of a shitty relationship. Wow. Wow. What a nice surprise. All right, guys. So that was Anitta, and I am very intrigued to maybe do some more, especially looking at how long she's been doing this. Yeah, so she had her debut album in 2012 and 2013, and kind of musically that got her going there, but she's done a lot of collaborating. She's done TV hosting. She is just a well-accomplished person all around, and apparently very intelligent. Anyway, she has a marketing degree and apparently does most of her own marketing, or at least did at the time, because people would say something about her being a marketing, I can't remember what they called her, a marketing something. And she took it as a compliment because she's like, well, I market myself. So she knows how to get the endorsements and do all these different ad campaigns and things like that. So really, really smart and just a great flow to her. Really love this. So I'll probably do another Anitta video here soon. I had another one in my queue that looked interesting. So you all give me suggestions if you think there's one in particular, keeping in mind that I love, like I said, the dance, the style, the production, the singing, and the just overall aesthetic and look. You all hook me up, all right? And I will see you next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and you have a great day, great night, great life. Bye.